Okay, walk back down to the swamp this end. Now we know the path is there, we don't have too far to go, and it'll just be a gentle hourly walk back to the car, I think. And we'll get there in time. Be able to get home and cook a nice steak and some mashed potato and a bit of veg out, and then tomorrow down to Mount Compass, which will just be a car trip, I think. Maybe get out of the car when we get to Stippy Tours and just get out of the car, look at the side of the road, maybe get to the back of Square Waterhole and get the old boots out and have a look there, but you know, check out the various pig sites down there, but yeah, nothing too strenuous tomorrow for the Christmas special. But yeah, so you can see the coral farm, you can see some bracken there, and so you can still see this stuff from the Knoll Conservation Park. So yeah. Like I said, I can't see any red or anything. If I saw like a banana frond rolling over the top of there, I'd be there like a shot, and I'll be spending some time there. You know I would. It's a Christmas special. I'll make the effort, you know. I mean, I expect the same from Basil, you know what I mean? If he saw a bit of Darlingtonia hanging on a hill face somewhere up there, I'd expect him to make the effort to get over there to have a look at it, you know, if it's a Christmas special. Okay, well, I've made the effort to film some bloody weeds for him this year, so you know, that's the very least he can do. Well, I know he's having hard times over there, it's the post GFC, but apparently America's starting to go gangbusters again, so there you go. It's a case of working our way down to the walkway, I think. That's a bridge, so it's obviously going to cross some sort of flowage down there. You can almost get down to that stuff from the other side, but maybe that'll be another trip some other day. But unless I see something, you know, I've got to see something, you know, a splash of red, what I pretty much think is a petiole or forked leaf or something, you know, then I will make the effort. But more evergreen swamp vegetation, bracken coral fern, melaleuca, all the things I mean, it should be there. So, you know, as I said, if Dick, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember his surname. He's on the Facebook anyway. Dick, Richard Nunn or Bunn? Dick Nunn? Dick Bunn? I don't know. Anyway, his theory about cephalotes going into this sort of quiescent state for 5 or 10 years until there's a good old Robbie Burns, and then, you know, producing its leaves and pitches and stuff. So yeah, and going out only this year with the late Phil Mann. It's amazing. He must be, he's probably got a lot of memories. And I mean, I could show him some photographs of some of Phil's plants from 1974, you know. He even had some, was it lutea, Pinguicula lutea. He was growing Darlingtonia and even Helianthora seedlings in his greenhouse back then. Yeah. I've got photographs of his some of his fly traps he gave to me, kept me okay, and the Pinguicula, I think it's lutea. Well, I've got a couple of photographs of his Sarracenia growing in a little thing out that he used to grow them out. He had some lovely ones inside the greenhouse then. You know, he had like things like Courtii and things like that. You know, really nice. Resplendent one. But he was growing them in this bloody visqueen plastic greenhouse, and of course then my dad goes and gets me this big roll, 100 metre visqueen plastic. And apparently they put so much plasticizer into that batch of visqueen plastic that it lasted. Well, I brought some over from Western Australia to South Australia. That's how long it lasted. The rest of the roll went over. It lasted so long that people never went back for a second helping, and the company went out of business. They put too much plasticizer in the visqueen, and no one went back for more because it lasted 30 years. You know? And the company went out of business. Yeah, truth is stranger than fiction, isn't it? And I had the evidence of that myself. As I said, I was still using it here in South Australia from a roll my dad had got me over there. I built a greenhouse out, it was 100 metres, I built a greenhouse out of there. Had enough to do 2 greenhouses, 2 coverings here. And the third one was solar weave, wasn't it? The large big one was solar weave, because my Carnivorous Plant Society got us into using solar weave. I think they must have had some sort of bloody deal or something on with the solar weave, and all encouraging. And it wasn't until we got the video camera that we noticed what the problem was. You know, the little crossover hatch pixels of the solar weave, you know, every other one was reflecting green and every other one to that was reflecting red. You know, green's not a problem because plants don't use green, they reflect it, that's why they are green. But red's a bit of a worry because they use both red and blue spectrum. So basically it was cutting out half of the spectrum. No wonder the plants never coloured up. And of course then Donnie got onto the cheap polythene and said, oh, don't ever use the cheap polythene, they were saying. This went on for 25 years or so. Don't use the cheap polythene, use the visqueen, the more expensive visqueen. So we were using an inferior product. No one could get the bloody colour on the plants. And yeah, a lot of that fern on the edge there. Oh, there's the flowing water, so it must be coming down from somewhere. Until it gets burnt out, I suppose we're not going to see. And yeah, go down to Donny's. He's using this cheap polythene you buy at the bloody, you know, the garden centre. Dirt cheap, you know. Oh, that'll barely last a season, I reckon. 3.5 years later, you know, it's still okay. And basically, you've got to between the third and the fourth season. That's when you want to replace it. It'll crack up somewhere between the third and the fourth. So you've got at least 3 years, 3 summer seasons with this cheap polythene, and it's letting through all the light, and all these plants were colouring up. We're talking about this on the videos back then. Oh, I haven't seen colours like that since the bloody 70s, sort of thing, you know. Oh, Jesus! No wonder part of the reason our hobby was held back and we never got the bloody colours we wanted. I don't know. And then of course at one of our shows they used to cut the bloody legs off the bloody greenhouse, send them back to the greenhouse company business, and they used to weld them back on. So they cut them off on the Friday night to get it in the hall, and Monday they'd be welding it back on. And then the final straw came in the late 90s, I think it was. They were driving back. No, they were driving to the show, I think. Yeah, it was driving to the show, and they lost 1/3 of the greenhouse. It fell off the back of the. So they rock up at the bloody show, and sort of